All right, so Joe here with Barndominium Builder's Guide, and we're starting on the back of our lot at Notre Dame today, and we're going to go over some things to look for. The lot next to us has a turtle on it, so we're going to show you that. That can be an expensive thing if you got turtles on your lot. And we're just going to look at we got a creek, we got a few different things we're going to look at. So let's flip this around. And so one thing you want to do is try to visit the property when it's wet. And one thing I noticed as I drove in here is that this lot is very wet. We'll be able to fix that. We'll build it up and drain it to the ditch. There's not a lot of water in the ditch up there, so it's not going to be a huge issue, but it is something we want to look for. If you pull up on a lot and you got a foot of standing water, that might be a different issue. So we've got a little creek back here, and waterways can be an issue. There are certain instances where you can't build within so many feet of the waterway. So you want to check that with your local building department and make sure that that you don't have that going on. So we just recently received our survey, which here in Florida right now, building is crazy. And we waited, I want to say we waited 4 months for this survey. So that is something to consider. Let's ease over here on the neighbor's lot. So you see that is right there is the edge of our property. So this turtle nest is we're probably 20 foot off our property. So you can see here, you see this sand where they've dug out. I'm trying to look because make sure I don't step on a rattlesnake, because snakes they utilize these turtles dens. But there is the hole for the turtle. Now with that stick laying there like that and it's full of water, this one may not be utilized right now. So if it's not utilized, it's not an issue. So another thing is trees. Are the trees to where you can keep them? And we would love to keep the trees. Unfortunately, that tree is going to have to go. Now the ones on the back over here to the right of the truck, I think we're going to be able to keep those. So we'll keep as many trees as we possibly can. And I think that tree over there, the far side of the truck, I think we'll be able to keep that. But you want to, before you purchase a piece of property, go out there or send your builder out or get somebody that knows what they're doing to look at it, look at the trees and see if you're wanting shade trees. You might buy a piece of property that has a beautiful tree on it, which that tree ain't real beautiful, but some people may love it. And you may buy a piece of property with a tree only to find out it's too close to your building and you can't keep it. So that is something to consider. These little palm trees on the front up there, let's see if we can zoom in. There we go. Whoops. That little palm tree there, well, actually we can trim that up. And there's another one to the other side of it over there. We're not gonna be able to see it right now, but we can actually clean those up, I think, and bring the driveway between them. We might be able to keep those. So now another thing you want to consider is, do I have access to power? And do I have, we do have power right there. Do we have city water, or do we have to have a well? Do we have city sewer? Another thing to consider is, what is the plans for city sewer and water? Because if you spend all the money to put in a well, which the well is about $6,500, the sewer, your septic, $6,500 to $7,500, you spend all that money and the city brings through water and sewer the month after you move in, they'll make you hook up. It's not an option. It's, here's the bill. And city water, to hook up to city water here is about $8,000–9,000, and to hook up to city sewer can be as much as $13,000 to $15,000. And that would be a tough pill to swallow after you just put in a brand new well and septic. So you want to know the plans for the area that are coming up. Another thing to consider is what is happening next door. So I know almost for a fact, everybody can change their minds and different things can happen, but these lots next to me are 3 lots combined, because we did try to buy them and they were already pending once I knew they were for sale. And the current plan is one owner owns all 3 lots, and they're going to build one house in the middle of the 3 lots. They're going to build a nice house, so that's not a concern. The other side of us, I don't know what's going in over where the turtle is, but I do know that a gentleman owns one single lot and plans to build on it, so that will be fairly close to us. So traffic is another thing to consider. There goes a load of bees right there. Lots of bees here in Florida. So this land, so speaking of bees, this land behind us, a lot of times there is public land that there's these guys that do these bees, they get rights. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they get a lease. I don't know how they get the rights to do it, but they get the rights to put their bees on this public land. So they're not an issue, but if you were allergic or afraid of bees or what have you, that's something to consider here in Florida, is to look at the land use around you and what is going on there. This land here behind us, it looks like a lot of people ride 4-wheelers on the weekend. It can be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. It depends on the client that we get that wants to purchase this home. It's an elderly retired couple, they may not like it. So you get somebody young that's into 4-wheeler riding, they may be like, heck yeah, I'll go right out the back door, hop the creek, and we're on. So land use around you is something important to take into consideration. So you can see, you can hear we're sloshing coming out, but it's not terrible. And you see the ditch is not, we've had a lot of rain lately and there's not much water in the ditch. So that's good. We know that it's draining and we're not going to have issues.
What do we have in America? Short attention span.
We're also going to look at how deep the ditch is. We're going to have to put a culvert in there. And if you've got a 6-foot deep ditch, that can be a very expensive proposition. Here, it's not a big deal. We're not going to have to do too much to it. Be a pretty standard operation to get a culvert in here. So now these lines, to some people, they wouldn't want to build here because of these lines. We have a shortage of housing, period. Definitely have a shortage of housing in the price range this will be in. So I don't think that's going to be an issue for us. But it's something to consider if you're using a resale of your barndominium. So then it doesn't hurt you just park on the side of the road and hang out and see what kind of traffic you've got, how people drive. You know, if that's something you're concerned with. For the most part, people are driving pretty good out here. I've not really seen any issues. You also want to look at routes getting to town. So we can go that way, take a left, get into Punta Gorda, take a right, get into Fort Myers pretty quickly. Right up here, you know, drive the roads, drive them all the way out, see where they go. You go this way, it'll actually take you right in up to Burnt Store. Home Depot's right there, Publix. Whoa, I wonder if we got that on video. That was some amazing lightning. Hopefully we did. But You know, this is a pretty good location. We're about 5 miles from the Publix right here. So that's something to consider, because once snowbird season hits and everybody comes down, 5 miles could be 30 minutes. So you want to look at your locations and how your proximity to the store. So we're going to cut for this video. The next video, we're going to talk about insurance. We'll try to get that up in the next day or two. But if you would like, subscribe and send us some questions. What do you want to know? What is your fear? What's stopping you from building your barn dominium? Let us know. Or maybe you are building it, but something's concerning you. What is it? Let us know.